Hey everyone, and welcome back to Snook's Nap Time Nerd Talk, where my little dude is sleeping, so I'm going to come in here and talk about some nerd stuff. But it's that time of year when everybody's grabbing their sparklers and acting like the most patriotic person in America. But if you're tired of the same old tank and pop it kind of day, let me take you back to the unapologetic 90s. Back when babes and muscleheads fueled the sex drive of our youth. Back when summer blockbusters were a big thing to go see. Before Karens posted about how fireworks upset their puppies. But before we get going, we have to stop and channel our inner savage.
Oh yeah!
The WCW Great American Bash, a pay-per-view tradition for the NWA and WCW that ran from 1985 to 2000. The brainchild of the American Dream himself,
Dusty Rhodes.
The WCW Great American Bash from 1998 with tensions bowling between WCW and NWO. From top to bottom, he had an action-filled card with Booker T versus in the final of the Best of 7 series, which Booker T won and went on to later that night face Fit Finlay for the WCW television title and won that also. You also had Dean Malenko versus Jericho for the vacant Cruiserweight title, which Jericho lost in the first place due to some conspiracy theories. And then as the night progressed, you had the tag team of Hulk Hogan and Bret the Hitman Hart versus Macho Man Randy Savage and Rowdy Piper. And in the main event, you had a cigarette-smoking giant versus red and black face paint Sting for the WCW Tag Team Championship ownership, due to both of them joining different NWO factions. Complicated time. In that, Sting eventually won, and he went on to take the WCW Tag Team title. I think he ended up being with Lex Luger. But if watching wrestling isn't your forte and you'd rather be in on the action, but your bones are a little too brittle nowadays, take out your copy of WCW NWO Revenge, blow it off, and stick it into your Nintendo 64, and get ready to face some flat-faced wrestlers of yesteryears with you and your buddies. But there isn't much more fun than wrecking your buddies in a 40-man battle royale and throwing them over the top rope and watching them wait angrily and aggressively as their next wrestler comes to the ring. Please, DDP, Goldberg, Stinger, or Hogan, or take it back to real American Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hogan, but before he let racism run wild.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you!
But if man slapping man meat doesn't quench your thirst, slap in a copy of Duke Nukem 64 and get ready for some over-the-top adrenaline rush. Duke Nukem is a real American hero who served in the army and saved the world multiple times from robots, aliens, and pig cops. The 64 port was released in 1997, a couple years after the PC version, but due to Nintendo's policies, it had to be censored just a little bit, but still, it was some good time.
Don't have time to play with myself.
Coming through the theater in Hollywood Holocaust is a fantastic pixelated flat villain killing good time. But if you're looking for a little bit calmer of a day, sit your tail on the couch and bring it back to the summer blockbuster classics of 1996. If watching iconic buildings and structures get destroyed by some alien invaders is your way of celebrating, rewind your copy of Independence Day, get out your VCR, and give it a watch. Or stream it. I don't care. The movie starts with a dude at SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute, playing putt-putt board and listening to REM, and he finally gets an alarm saying that alien invasion is coming. The next bit is scene after scene of setting up the disaster shots of the movie. Enter Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum to save the world from alien invaders.
Welcome to Earth.
And a dog running from a ball of flames in a tunnel. But it turns out here that Cousin Eddie is the real hero of the film as he kamikazes his way up into an alien ship and saves America, the world, Clark, and everyone from an alien invasion.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Or you can forget all that, go outside, grill some meat, lick on an Astro Pop, and shoot your kids with some bottle rockets. And bring out the Super Soakers for some old classic summer fun. But whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a happy 4th of July. And don't forget to go out there, be kind, and retrowind. See y'all next time. But if men slapping man meat doesn't quench your thirst, get Duke Nukem 64, throw it in your 64, and play some... But if men slapping man meat doesn't quench your... But if man slapping man meat doesn't quench your thirst, slap in a copy of Duke Nukem 64 and get ready for an adrenaline rush of alien kicking. Jesus Christ. But if slapping a copy of Duke Nukem 64, first slap in a copy of N64. But if man slapping man meat doesn't quench your thirst, slap in a copy of Duke Nukem 64 and get ready for some over-the-top adrenaline. But if man slapping man meat doesn't quench your... Braun would have... And he went on, he kept the... The next bit is scene after scene of setting up and bring out the super soakers from some classic American...